It's the Tony Tone Show, Vintage Sound 93.1 FM. Comedian, actress, writer Whitney Cummings is so talented and great. I've been a fan for a while. You've seen her on television. She's been on her own shows. She has co-written things like Two Broke Girls, working on Roseanne Revival, and now she has written a book, which is available everywhere. She's on tour with that book. It's called I'm Fine and Other Lies. Whitney Cummings on the Mock Link Celebrity Hotline right now. Hello?
Hello.
Whitney Cummings, there you are. How are you, friend?
Is that better?
Way better. It's so better. You sound
wonderful.
You
Thank
sound
you.
absolutely fabulous. Thank you for waking up early and being on the radio with me in Iowa. I appreciate it.
Oh, it is my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
You are like crisscrossing the country. I believe you are preparing for, let's see, you got Washington, D.C. tomorrow, and then you come to our neck of the... You come to Chicago at the Vic Theater October 19th, and I can't wait because I got your book, I'm Fine and Other Lies, and I can't wait to start reading it. Is it a little surreal?
I love that you just said in Other Lies, like kind of ambiguous, like they might not be lies. These all weird stories might be true, you crazy person.
Well, you know, I mean, I'm assuming that everything that I see on the internet and that you write in a book are true statements, Whitney. I mean, that's just...
Yes, but I liked your shaky voice on that, like, and other lies? Is that how I say this weird title?
And other lies?
Question mark?
Right.
Yeah, I am. I'm going to be in D.C. I'm coming to Chicago. I'm traveling all around this great country of ours. I'll be in St. Louis. It's routed so weird. Like I'm going from West Coast to East Coast to West Coast. We're calling it the Star of David Comedy Tour because of how many weird directions I'm going in. But yeah, I mean, I really wanted to write this book about how I overcame some of my mental illness challenges and how I overcame some tricky things like codependence and addiction, but I wanted to make it funny. So, you know, there's so many people I know who want some kind of self-help, but self-help books can be really boring and depressing, and I wanted to write one that actually makes you laugh, because who needs to laugh more than the kind of people that are buying self-help books?
Right. Was it hard to talk about some of the things that you put in the book? I mean, was it a process of like, I don't want to say rehashing certain things, but I mean, that's kind of what had to happen, right? To sort of relive.
You're exactly right. I mean, I had all these stories that I really wanted to be able to tell on stage. As a comedian, you want to reveal yourself on stage, and they were too embarrassing, and they were too, I was too consumed with shame to tell them, whereas a comedian, if you find something that you're too embarrassed to talk about on stage, that means they're really bad, right, or maybe illegal. And so I remember trying to tell them on stage, and I would see the reactions from the audience. They weren't laughing. They were just kind of worried about me. And I was like, okay, I really need to figure out how to make this funny, but I think these are the kind of stories that people should enjoy in the privacy of their own home while we're not making eye contact, because I can't handle the judgment. So, you know, going through it was definitely hard, mostly because I'm used to having feedback from an audience. I'm used to saying something, the audience laughs, or they don't, and then I know if I should keep talking about it. But this was like I'm sitting in a room all alone, you know, writing all of this stuff. I don't know if it's funny, if it's sad, what it is, you know. So I'm just really excited for people to dig into it and give me feedback on it. Because comedians, we thrive on feedback. We want to know what you think. And it's tonally, you know, a lot of things. I think a lot of people are saying it's making them laugh and making them cry, which, you know, I think we're trying to cover the whole spectrum.
Well, it seems like we're in a really good place as far as content from people like yourself that are creative and smart and funny, and you have the ability to do so many different things, from your own television shows to writing things, and obviously the book, and then going on tour and still doing that. So, you know, I feel like as a consumer and as somebody that talks to people like yourself, I don't want to say we're at the best point, but what's your perspective on, like, you know, there's so much comedy, so many things we can consume, whether it is specials, our specials, or books like your new one. It doesn't feel cluttered to me.
That's a great point. And, you know, I mean, with Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle being on Netflix, you know, and you know, Schumer and, you know, putting out her book, Lena Dunham, Tina Fey's book, I'm a huge fan of. Like, Mindy Kaling, what she does, putting out, it's tricky because my book came out, at a tricky time. What's going on in the news is horrific. And I remember being like, oh, my God, should I be promoting this book? I'm so ashamed. This horrible thing is happening in one of the darkest times of American history, and does anyone want to hear about this? And everyone kept going, no, now we need to laugh more than ever. Comedians serve that purpose. The darker things get, the more we, put on tap dancing shoes to try to spin everything into something digestible. You're seeing it on the news with whether it's Samantha Bee and John Oliver and Stephen Colbert and Trevor Noah, and everyone's kind of trying to make sense of what's going on in politics too, but trying to keep everybody laughing. And so I think that if something is handled with levity, you can go anywhere. You can go into addiction, you can go into mental illness, you can go into death, you can go into pain. I lost somebody very close to me this year in my family. My dad died, and laughter is what got me through it. People telling me their stories of what happened to them, and us sitting around laughing. I think it's medicine. It's very healing, and I think we all need it right now. And there's no such thing as too much comedy.
Absolutely, especially with the 24-hour news cycle, and it's just bad.
We need a break.
Yes.
People need a break.
Yeah.
I mean, you know more than anyone with what you do for a living. I was on stage last night in Pennsylvania, and the first laugh was like, cool. I mean, as a comedian, you're used to knowing when you do something what the laugh is going to feel like. And I did this. There's some material that I've done a ton of times, and the feeling that came through was everyone was like desperate to release and desperate to laugh. And so I'm really proud to do what I do at times like this.
I have to share something quick with you, and then we're going to run out of time, unfortunately, which sucks. But you're working on the Roseanne revival, and I've followed you on Instagram, and I love the set pictures. I just want you to know that when I was a freshman in high school, I had a classmate say this to me, and I quote, "You look like dude off Roseanne." And my reply, my reply was, "I look like John Goodman? Yeah, that dude." So please tell John Goodman that there is a 6'5", 300-pound radio personality in Iowa that looks like him. But now John's lost all the weight, so I feel like I need to lose all the weight,
Maybe. Honestly, I think you should do what you do and what makes you feel best. And, watch the show. It's going to be out next year, and then you can decide for yourself. How about that?
Well, I can't wait to see it. People are so excited about that. And we're definitely going to look forward to seeing you in Chicago very soon, October 19th, Vic Theater, Whitney Cummings. Yes.
So people know I'm doing stand-up, but I'm also signing books after the show. I think a lot of people think I'm just signing books, which is way too boring for me. So I'm doing stand-up first, and then I'll be taking pictures and signing books after the show. I'll be there for many hours.
Well, I'm so glad that you're doing that, and your fans definitely appreciate it. The book is I'm Fined and Other Lies, and you can get it everywhere. Safe travels along this journey. I know you got the dogs back home and horses. I think you have horses, maybe?
Horse. I rescued a horse. I've got dogs to feed. I've got to peddle this book. I've got animals.
You're basically like Jesus helping all these people. I just, I don't know if that's...
Minus the prostitute.
Oh, my gosh, that's amazing. Listen, thank you so much for the time. I appreciate it, and we'll see you soon, okay?
Thank you for the time. Thank you, sir.
Take care. Bye.